Hello, I'm Grayson Martins.
And I'm Jacob Owens.
And today we bring you a matchup of Gcms Falcons versus the Heyworth Hornets. Jacob, what are your thoughts about today's game?
It's going to be a very tough game.
I agree.
We also have Grant Martins on our graphics and soundboard, and we have David Ralph on the camera for tonight's game. It's very chilly, you could say. There's some wind, and it's going to be a pretty good game tonight, I hope. So we're waiting for the national anthem, so we're not going to get too comfortable here yet. We should probably rise.
So the game is just about to get underway.
So I guess we're waiting for the kickoff.
So they said Matt Schultz stepped in for Jacob Day last week after he suffered a concussion. I wonder if Jacob's going to be in today. I see him on the sideline. He looks ready to go, but
Yeah, I'd be careful
I'm
because
kind of curious.
it's just it's easy to hurt again after you've already had a concussion.
So Matt Schultz will kick off for the Hornets. And the Falcons are taking the field.
So right now at the start of the game, the temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit with humidity of 63% and wind running about 11 miles per hour right now. It's expected to reach a low of roughly about 53 tonight, so that's the most likely game.
So the kick is underway right now.
And it's an onside, and it's recovered by GCMS.
Looked like number 17.
It was 72.
72.
So GCMS will have the ball on the 45. Make it about a 55-yard drive.
So it looks like the QB for the Falcons tonight is number 1, Keegan Allen.
So it'll be 2nd and 5.
On the 50-yard line.
GCMS already off to a
Good start,
start.
it looks like, yeah.
Say 5 yards. I take that every play. And it's a pitch to the running back, number 3. And he's gets back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a gain of 0 yards. It's 35.
Good stop by number 8 for the Hornets, Skylar Cox.
So GCMS getting ready for the 3rd down play here, 3rd and 5. Lining up 2 tailbacks. Another handoff. That looks to be good for a 1st down. And he's brought down in Heyworth territory to about the 37-yard line. So that'll be about 1st and 10 for Heyworth.
It's a good run by number 3 Falcons. That is Nick Munier.
Here's an update for the Cubs-Cardinals playoff game. It's 1-0 right now on the top of the 5th. Cardinals leading. So far, the Cardinals have a no-hitter, but I hope that doesn't hold up for too long. And another handoff, and that's good for about 13 yards. So GCMS have 1st down.
So the Falcons line up 1st and 10 on the Heyworth's 22-yard line. Looks like another handoff. That was handed off to number 5, Mitchell McNutt. He gained 5 yards on that play, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
So here early on, the running game seemed to be very effective for GCMS so far.
They're getting it, and that could be a crucial factor in today's game. Man in motion.
It's a pitch. And there's some room up to the right, and he needs 5-0.
So number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin, scores for the Falcons.
So that drive took about 3 minutes and drove about 55 yards.
Current score is 6-0.
That was some jukes by GCMS.
So the Falcons get the scoreboard first in 8 minutes.
So GCMS setting up for the extra point.
Looks like James Fairfield is the kicker. The kick is off,
and it's off the right, so it's no good. GCMS leads 6-0 here with 8:58 in the first quarter.
That missed field goal could give Heyworth the upper hand later in this half.
That's if Heyworth can score any points, that is.
So that makes Crichton's prediction is 14-13, Heyworth leading, and the GCMS Falcons just missed a field goal, and that's what he stated in his prediction. So looks like it could come true right now. So it looks like to receive for the Hornets is number 3, Brendan Day, and number 8, Skylar Cox. So the Falcons are about to kick off.
A very deep field goal or kickoff inside the 10-yard line.
With a running room, gets taken down about the 25-yard line.
So about a 20-yard return by Brandon Day.
Taken down by number 70, Austin Hill. The Hornets will start first and 10 on the 26-yard line.
So Hornets will line up first and 10 on the 26-yard line.
And Jacob Day back from a concussion last week. Should be good to go.
Jacob Tays takes snap, pass to number 9, Matt Schultz. Matt Schultz has got some running room. Looks this in for a touchdown, but no, he's taken down on a 24-yard line. Stopped by number 8 for the Falcons, Austin Allen.
So the first play for the Hornets is a very good passing play. And that was for a gain of about 50 yards. So Heyworth already inching closer to GCMS's red zone here. And it's only been 15 seconds, so this game could be very offensive oriented. So that was an incomplete pass by Jacob Day.
So Brendan Day is coming in for Skylar Cox. Jacob Day takes a snap. Looks like he's lining up for a pass.
Nearly intercepted.
Pass was intended for number 7, Wyatt Klein, I believe.
And another pass by number 15. He looks off to the right, avoids a sack, and dumps it
number
off.
44, wide open. That is Colson. He runs it in for a first down. Stopped at the 11-yard line.
So there are 2 flags on the play for Heyworth, and there's a holding on Heyworth, so that play will not count, and Heyworth will be moved back on the holding call. So even though Jacob Day avoided several linemen, the pass doesn't even matter, so that kind of stinks. Another pass, he goes back at about the 40 and looks up, and he avoids a couple tackles, and he's still up and sacked, and it looks like there's a thought there was a fumble, but appears not, so he's sacked for a 5-yard loss, and what seemed to be a promising drive turns into 4th down punt, most likely.
So the Hornets line up 4th and 6 on the 30-yard line.
And I think they're going for it, so no punt. And another pass on 4th down. He looks long, and a hard hit on number 20, Keith Higginbottom, and that's a turnover on downs.
That is for number 20, Keith Higginbottom. And the Hornets will turn it over on downs.
So in the bottom of the 5th, St. Louis leading 1-0. A very close game. Cubs are still being no hit, but John Lester does have 8 strikeouts, so that's pretty impressive. So it's just the Cubs' bats that just aren't working tonight. I mean, they weren't really working that much Wednesday night because Kyle Schwarber and Dexter Fowler dominated the lineup, so they need to kind of get other people fired up too. So another handoff to the running back, and he gains about 6 yards on the rush. That'd be number 3, Nick Menier.
Yep. It's on up. 2nd and 4, the 36-yard line.
We're just reaching near the halfway mark through the first quarter. Gcms leading 6-0 against Heyworth, and it's another. And he breaks a few tackles, and looks like he has the 1st down.
It looked like there was a fumble there, covered by number 57 for the Falcons, Levi Davis.
So it looks like they're giving him the 1st down. For the run for the Falcons is number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin.
I guess the ball came out after the down was called, so there was no fumble on that play.
And a pitch to number 3, Nick Menier. And he gains about 3 yards on the pitch, so that'll bring up 2nd down.
Run by number 3, Nick Menier.
For those of you who didn't know, Cubs beat the Pirates 4-0 Wednesday, and Jake Arrieta wrecked with 11 strikeouts and a complete game shutout. Cubs fans had some hope. Pretty impressive.
So the Falcons line up. 2nd and 6 on the 45-yard line.
Another pitch to Menier.
He is taken down by Heyworth's number 51.
Run by number 3.
That is Seth Shoemaker.
And that ball was nearly.
Isn't Seth Shoemaker coming off an injury?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
A concussion? Pretty sure. So I've never had a concussion before. Of course, I also haven't played football since 8th grade, so to get one. That was kind of a shuffle pass. Looked forward, and number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin, was brought down behind the line of scrimmage, so they'll bring up 4th and 11 for GCMS.
Good tackle by number 8, Skylar Cox. So I'm wondering if they're going to go for the punt. It looks like they are. A solid punt. Caught by number 8, Skylar Cox. He's taken down around the 17-yard line. Looked like there's a little confusion on the field. It looked like Skylar Cox called fair catch, but he was still taken down by the Falcons. The referee didn't seem to see the fair catch that Skylar waved. So Hornets will set up shop. 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. So Jacob Day will take the snap. Looks like a pass to number 9, Matt Schultz, and he gained some yards on that play. Looked about like 4 or 5 yards. 6 yards. So Hornets will be 2nd and 4 on the 23-yard line. There's about 4 minutes left on the clock.
Hitter is over in the Cubs game, finally broken up by Aston Russell on a single in the top of the 6th. Cardinals leading 1-0.
So it looks like the ball was handed off to, I believe, number 44, Colson. Looked like he might have gotten a couple of yards on that play.
Run by number 44, Colson. No gain on the play.
No, there was no gain, so Hornets will be setting up 3rd and 4th on the 23-yard line.
Matt Schultz lined up on the right, facing their running back number 3, Menier. And Day is sacked, but there's a flag thrown. It's probably going to be pass interference on the defense because it looked like Matt Schultz got thrown down.
Looked like he was thrown down by number 3 for the Falcons, Nick Munier. Holding on defense. Yeah.
Just about the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. GCMS still leading. Heyworth has the first down, so that penalty could be very costly.
And with penalty, that will give the Hornets a first down.
I believe this is the last football game we're doing, correct?
I think it is, yeah. It's the last home football game because it is senior night tonight.
So, but I think we'll be doing the basketball games too.
Looked like there was a fumble on the play. Recovered by number 57 for the Falcons. That is Levi Davis.
So a costly turnover for Heyworth, and GCMS will have the ball inside the 20-yard line, still in the first quarter.
So there's about 3 minutes left in the first quarter there. Looks like Falcons will set up 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. There was a flag on the play.
False start on the Falcons. Now back on 5 yards. Repeat first down.
So a false start on the Falcons. That'll be a loss of 5 for Gibson City. So it's kind of feel like it's gotten colder, but it still says it's 59 degrees. So still pretty cold. And it's a pass. He looks out to the right. And coverage by number 20, Keith Higginbottom, with the pass is overthrown. So it'll be 2nd down.
That pass looked to be intended for the Falcons.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
So the Falcons will be 2nd and 15 on the 25-yard line. Looks like a hand to the Falcons by number 3.
So the run's in about on the 1-yard line. Looked like a jersey tackle, so turned out to be a very good tackle then, because it prevented scoring a touchdown. This first quarter's kind of felt a little long, Grayson.
It has, actually.
Yeah, a lot of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 3 or 4, and that just slowed the game down. A lot of passing, too. And it's a fullback dive, and it's a touchdown. Number 33,
Keyshawn Gherkin.
with a touchdown.
So it looks like they're kicking.
And it's a fake, and it's tossed to the kicker, and he runs to the outside, and the 2-point conversion is good. So GCMS is up 14-0, and Heyworth will be receiving the kickoff. It's a great thoughts on the game so far.
Well, I think that the Falcons have a very good offense. Their offensive line seems to be making a hole for fullback and their quarterback for runs, and that is very costly for the Hornets.
I'd have to agree, but
I don't know if their quarterback has made a run tonight, but
so right now the Cubs are in position to score a run with Addison Russell on third base, looking to make the game a tie at 1-1. We'll
is
keep you
Dexter
posted.
Fowler up?
Yep.
This sounds promising for the Cubs, actually. So Heyworth to receive the kick by number 10 for the Falcons. That is Zach Johnson.
Another very deep kickoff. This time to the 5, and it's muffed by number 3, Brandon Dade. He runs the outside on the right and gets some room. Jukes out, and he's at the sideline, and he's going to be he's going to be inbounds down at the 26. So Heyworth will have the ball.
That was actually a really good return by number 3, Brandon Day, considering that he missed the catch and then ran to the outside and got a little bit of running room right there. Did get tackled pretty hard.
So Dexter Fowler flied out to right fielder Randall Gritchick, so the Cubs cannot get a run, and it's still 1-0.
Is that the end of the inning?
Yeah.
So Jacob Day will take the snap for the Hornets. The Hornets will set up 1st and 10 on the 27. Looks like a run by...
So it's a gain of about 3 yards. That rush really didn't go for anything, but maybe about 2nd and 9. I thought it was a little more than just a yard.
Short gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down.
Heyworth's offense looked pretty good on that first drive, but right now they look like they can't do anything. So a pass to 7 White Klein, and he gets hit hard for a gain of about 5 yards on the play. So we're at 3rd down and about 4.
Taken down by number 10, Zach Johnson. In at 6 on the plate.
So it looks about 3rd and 3 on the 34-yard line. With about a minute left in the first quarter.
Another pass. J-Day rolls out to the left, and he's tackled and sacked behind the line of scrimmage.
It looks about 4th and 6 for the Hornets.
And there's a timeout called by GCMS.
Timeout taken on the field by the Falcons.
And still appears to be about 4 and 3. So that's Gibson City's first timeout used.
Well, prediction is already spoiled about tonight's game, so
Better luck next time.
yeah. Although next time we won't be broadcasting it, so there's about 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Hornets have 4th and 3. On 34-yard line. It looks like it will be a punt for the Hornets. Number 8 in the back, that is Cox.
So after the punt, the Falcons will have the ball on their own 34-yard line.
Ball is down around the 33-yard line.
The Falcons have had the football 3 times and scored on 2 of those. Sandwiched in a punt by James Fairfield, who was in for the freshman player.
So Falcons will set up 1st and 10 on the 30. Man in motion. It looks like a pass.
And it's completed.
And it's completed, and it looks like this will be good for a touchdown.
So they score.
Pass looks like
About 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I think there's a flag thrown down at about the 50.
Yeah.
So this may be coming back.
We do have a flag on the field.
Let's see what the call is.
The GCMS fans are very disappointed with this call.
Pass interference on the offense. That'll be coming back.
Looked like it was pass interference on the defense.
So what potentially could have made it 20-0 just got called back. So that's a very costly mistake. Some updates throughout the week. Volleyball, I believe they played Tuesday. They won against. Who was it?
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge, yeah. We won both sets.
First 2 sets, so.
They had a game yesterday. I cannot tell you
They
where
had
it was
a game yesterday at.
Honestly, can't remember.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember either.
But Chess had a meet at Normal West, and they beat Central Catholic in both matches. And it's a kind of a screen pass to number 3. Who's Manier. There's another flag thrown down. And he's down at the 45. We'll see if it's coming back.
He was taken down by number 77. That is. Another call against the offense.
So that will be coming back too.
It is really cold up here, Jacob.
Yeah. It just dropped down to 57 degrees. Say tomorrow morning at about 5 a.m. it's supposed to be 47 degrees, so that's always good. I mean, I'm more of a fan of the cold than the heat, but I'm not wearing any jeans, so pretty cold. GCMS running low on time. There's about 7 seconds. They better hurry up at the ball.
3 seconds.
They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna make it. Nope. There's a flag for delay of game.
Looked like they snapped the ball just as.
So delay game on GCMS.
They snapped the ball just as the referee blew his whistle. So
I have no idea how many penalties they've had, but
that's 3 just this drive.
So some other news in the playoffs: the Rangers beat the Toronto Blue Jays, so they're up 2-0 in the series. The ALDS is tied between the Astros and the Royals, as the Royals won today 5-4, and the Mets and the Dodgers playing tonight at 9:30 p.m. And that is also on TBS after the Cubs game, which I'm just very puzzled why TBS has all the playoff games. The pass was complete to Nick Manier, and there's a flag in the backfield. I think this is going to be roughing the passer, so roughing the passer on Heyworth, so
that's the 4th flag this drive.
That'll probably add even more yards. We'll see. They declined the penalty, so they will take the pass at the 50. There's 5 seconds left in the first quarter, so this may be the last play. Yeah, but they may have one chance to get one playoff. We'll see. And this is in the first quarter. GCMS is leading 14-0 here in Heyworth, Illinois.
At the end of the first quarter, the score, Falcons 14 and your Hornets 0.
So the Falcons have 14 points and the Hornets have none. The Falcons got their first touchdown but missed the extra point. But then they came back, got their next touchdown, and got the 2-point conversion. I believe on both drives for Heyworth, I could be wrong, that they punted the ball. And the second quarter is about to start.
Another game going on. It is the end of the bottom of the sixth, or the end of the sixth, sorry, with the Cardinals still leading.
Pretty cold. So a pitch to Munier, and he's going to be brought down behind the line by Skylar Cox, number 8, and then kind of cleaned
by Wyatt Klein.
Yeah.
Run by number 3, Nick Tenier.
So about a loss of 5 yards on that play.
By number 7, Wyatt Klein, and number 8,
No, about 4. So the Falcons will set up 2nd and 14 on the 46-yard line.
And a run by Zach Johnson up to the right, and he's going to be in about the 23-yard line, 22. So nearly a gain of 30 Johnson for GCMS. And they're already looking to make this a 30-possession game. So GCMS the 1st and 10. And
there's a flag on the play.
This is probably going to be false start on GCMS. I probably should wear a hat because it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
I know I have long, luscious hair to keep me warm, but still, it's really nice to have a hat.
Yeah, and a little bit better than a pullover.
Sure wore a sweatshirt, but I wasn't thinking. And that's going to be a good run for GCMS.
Doesn't look good enough for a first down, but
that'd be number 3, Nick Munier, and his helmet came off, so he's going to have to come off the field for a play. So it's about 2nd for GCMS on Heyworth 15-yard line. We're hitting about the 10-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Maybe at halftime I'll run home really quick and get a jacket because it's pretty cold.
Yeah, me too.
And that's a handoff to number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin. And he looks like he's going to be short. Barely short of first. About a yard.
Run by number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin.
So that's forcing 3rd down for GCMS. We're probably going to see another running play here. Both rushing and passing has worked very effectively for him.
So 3rd and 1 for the Falcons on the 12-yard line. About 9 minutes left in this quarter.
So a QB keeper out the middle, and they're going to be inside the 10-yard line for the first down of GCMS. I believe there's is there any cross-country meets in the future, Grayson?
We do have a couple of meets next week, I think. I'm not sure about during the week, but Saturday we do have the Patriot Invite, so.
We have a football game next week at Tri-Valley, so that's pretty close for some fans to go to. And there's a handoff to number 5, and that's a touchdown. Number 5, Mitchell McNutt for the TD. So it's already 20-0 here. We may see a running clock by halftime. You never know. There's no school Monday for Heyworth because it's Columbus Day, so that's a plus.
Yep.
Sleep in. Read a 22-page article for language, courtesy of Mr. Kirkton.
And that point is good.
So the extra point good by GCMS. They're leading 21-0.
And your Hornets, 0.
So the Falcons are pretty much dominating this first half. It is the second quarter, though, so Heyworth could come back in the rest of the game, but
You know,
I think they're going to have to step up their game.
You know, it's a pretty sad moment when there's a more of a student section for GCMS than for Heyworth, because you can literally count 6 people for Heyworth, and there's easily over 20 people for GCMS, so that's kind of sad. Like, they even have bleachers for Heyworth fans, but still, I guess it's not enough Heyworth pride or Hornet pride.
It's also a sad moment when both the Cubs are losing and the Hornets.
Yeah, you don't need to jinx the Cubs because won the World Series, so.
Yep. It's just one game right now, so.
So I think the Cubs are going to be better in the long run because all their players are young and very talented. And since they have 4 rookies starting in the lineup, I mean.
That's a plus.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky how they're rookies and they're still dominating, so. Another good kickoff. This one not as far as the previous 2, and it's muffed by number 3, Brandon Day. He cuts out to the right, and there's a flag thrown, probably blocking the back, but he's running up the right sideline and brought down airborne at about the 44-yard line.
So very good run by Brandon Day.
Pitching for the Cardinals. And
so it looks like there was a holding on the Hornets.
Yeah. So Heyworth will have the ball at their 10-yard line, so that holding brought him back pretty far. See, if he just fell on it at about the 20, I mean, they would be looking at no holding penalty and they'd be on the 20, but special teams is very tricky to play because everything's happening so fast. Jacob Day, quarterback. I don't think they've ran the ball too much tonight. It's been majority of the time pass plays. And this time it's a handoff to Matt Schultz, and there may be a fumble. And it's still Heyworth's ball, so it'll be 2nd and 7.
Ball was fumbled and recovered by the Hornets.
So Hornets will line up 2nd and 7 on the 30-yard line.
And it's run by 44 fullback Colson. He's going to have a first down. That was gaining about 10 yards on the play.
Now we'll give the Hornets a first down.
So about 7:30 left in the game, and or in the half, and they're down by 3 touchdowns. So
and quarterback Jacob Day laid out on the running play, and there was no roughing the passer, which kind of puzzles me because he didn't have the ball. And it was just a handoff. I mean, that questionably you could call it a roughing the passer, but I guess they're just going to allow it. So Heyworth running a rushing formation, and it's a fake handoff, and it's completed to Matt Schultz for a gain of about 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3-ish.
about 6 minutes left in the game, or in the half, whatever keeps saying the game.
Heyworth's offense not looking too strong right now. And there's a flag. It's probably going to be a false. And there's a false start on the Hornets. And they did say it was Colson, so they're going to put him back 3rd and 8.
So what's the status on the Cubs game, Jake?
Still losing 0-1, but
It's only a 7th
I'm
inning,
not going
isn't
to
it?
say it's John Lester's fault because he struck out 9 guys. I mean, it's not his fault that his offense isn't doing anything right now. There's a timeout called by Heyworth. And their coaches aren't too happy. So about 5 minutes and 29 seconds here.
Hornets are 3rd and 9. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining.
It's been a very slow game. Tons of penalties. We're probably nearing the double digits. Looking like the Buffalo Bills out there just getting 57 penalties in 4 weeks. It's crazy. Yeah, 57 penalties. I just think that you just need to be consistent and pay attention, I guess, because just not be stupid. I mean, make smart plays.
So Hornets line up 3rd and 9 on the 26-yard line. With about 5:30 in the half.
Jacob Day lined up and shotgun. And it's another pass. Attempted number Brandon Day throwing a little behind, so it's going to be 4th and 8. There's probably going to be a punt here because they're backed up pretty far, so Gcms is going to have another chance to score before the half's over.
This is one of the colder nights for the football games this year. Remember our first home football game, it was actually pretty warm, so.
So they're punting it here. And the high snap, but it's grabbed by Sky Cox. A good punt. See by GCMS at about the 44. There's a flag thrown. He's making his way to the right and is tackled by the punter, Skylar Cox, and the gunner, Keith Higginbottom. But there's a flag thrown at about the 44-yard line, so this may be a holding. And they're going to call it on GCMS, I think.
Return by number 10, Zach Johnson. We do have a flag on the field.
Kind of looked like a block in the back because they hit close in from behind, so.
Tons of flags. It's ridiculous. I wish we'd been keeping track. Maybe we can incorporate that next year, perhaps, with stats.
The flag has been moved.
Penalty was on the Falcons.
So GCMS will get the ball at their 40-yard line. They're still going to have 5 minutes to make something happen here, so they can easily make this a game. And it's a handoff to 3 reverse, as Grayson said. Gain of about 5, so that's a solid gain.
Taken down by number 65. I believe that is Tyler Griffith.
You're looking for a good movie to see tonight, or perhaps this weekend. I'm in The Martian. I'm pretty sure it's PG-13, so.
Did you go and see it?
Yeah, I went and saw it with the chess team. It was a pretty good movie. Has Matt Damon, so if you're looking to see it, I think it's a good movie. A little over 2 hours, not too bad. It's pretty funny, but also very dramatic. To the left on here, and he ran out of bounds, and the referee's calling him out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Cubs game's getting really spooky, getting closer and closer to the 9th inning game, so the Cubs have what's left. And if there's Trevin Rosenthal in the bullpen, they are probably not going to win.
It's always possible, Jake. It's always possible.
I know, but say he didn't get every save opportunity, so. And this is another handoff, but this one's not only going to be ran for about 3 yards. And it's second.
Looks like number 33 for the Falcons. Keyshawn Gherkin really shook up on that play. He's holding his helmet right below his helmet.
On the play. And we'll give the Falcons the first goal.
So the Falcons will be first and goal on the 9-yard line with about 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the half. So number 3 stays up for after a big hit by number 7, Wyatt Klein, stays up and is able to make it into the end zone, giving the Falcons another point.
So the IHSA rule for running clock is 40 points. We're at 27 right now, so they're getting pretty close to that. So it's probably going to speed up the game, but we need to hope that Heyworth makes a comeback here and hope they do it pretty soon, otherwise they're going to run out of time. So they're probably going to go for the extra point here unless they fake like last time. They're going to go for the extra point. And they signal it good, so it's 28-0 GCMS.
With that, the score, Falcons 28 and your Hornets 0.
In the Cardinals game, there's been a pitching substitution. Kevin Segrist went in for John Lackey. At the moment, John Lester is still pitching, but his spot is due up 4th in this inning. Lackey with 7 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. So he's in line for the win. John Lester so far has gone 7 innings with 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 9 strikeouts. So 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the half. Heyworth can still have a chance to score.
So number 10 for the Falcons is Zach Johnson. Will kick for the Falcons.
Received about the 12-yard line with number 3, Brandon Day. And it's thrown down, and there's a flag. He's thrown down at the 23-yard line, so let's see what the flag is.
Do a flag on the field.
Waiting for the penalty call. They're calling a horse collar on the defense or on the kicking team, so I'll give Heyworth some yards.
Horse collar against the Falcons.
Pretty chilly night.
It is. So about 3 minutes left in the half. Falcons have a substantial lead against the Hornets. Score is 28-0.
And a low snap fake by Jacob Day. Steps up in the pocket and decides to run and gains about 3 yards on the QB keeper.
Run by number 15, Jacob Day.
And as Jacob Day is nearly sacked, he throws an interception. Pats 10th and number 9, Matt Schultz, picked off by number 50, Tristan Smith. So GCMS will have 2 minutes and 22 seconds here in the half to score. So if the Cubs is going to be very disappointed, because John Lester is working his butt off and he has no offense to show for it.
And Cubs usually aren't a late game team.
So they have a lot of walk-offs, but still I'd rather be safe.
Safe than sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be trailing in the 9th inning. It's going to be a pitch. And it's going to be a gain of about 15 at the 24-yard line.
That was by number 5, Mitchell McNutt.
So nearing about the 2-minute mark in the half, GCMS lines up at their Heyworth 24, 25-yard line. Another handoff to number 3, Meunier. And he's going to be down inside the 15.
Run by number 3, Nick Meunier.
So that's going to be a first down for GCMS. So Heyworth's defense is looking pretty bad, I guess you could say, here in the first half. Giving about 28 unanswered points. And they're threatening to score again. And it's a handoff to Meunier, and he's on to the outside.
And it's good.
Stayed in bounds, tiptoed nearly down the sideline, so that's a touchdown. So it's 34-0 right now.
Run by number 3, Nick Meunier.
So Heyworth can still have a shot to score, but I don't know what good it can do when you're already down 34 points. Nearly blocked, but the extra point is good. I have no idea if there's a high school mercy rule. I have no idea. What kid? Oh. Dang.
8 touchdowns.
One more, Tom, one more.
So coming up at halftime is the band performance, but we cannot show due to copyright restrictions. So we will be back probably about when the end of the half is over. Heyworth will be receiving the ball now, and they will be receiving it at the start of the second half.
So Zach Johnson to kick for the Falcons.
And another deep kick inside the 10-yard line, about the 9, returned by number 3, Brandon Day, goes to the right. And he gets it to about the 25, so Heyworth will be setting up with the 1st and 10 with a minute to go.
Returned by number 3, Brandon Day.
That's something you don't see a lot in high school football. These kicks, not as deep distance-wise, they're going in over the breeze, but nice and high. They're gives your defenders and kick team a chance to get down there, and they're trying to do a good job of game tackling.
Hornets will start 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Before halftime, Heyworth has got to make something happen.
So quarterback Jacob Dane, I believe, with 64 seconds short on the scoreboard clock, trailing 35-9,
So Hornets set up shop. 1st and 5. They'll just have a little over a minute to make a difference. Incomplete pass intended for number 9, Matt Schultz.
So on the bottom of the 8th inning, John Lester is still pitching. One to throwing a great game. There's no. So I'm kind of wondering how many batters he's retired in a row. So 101 left, and it's number 9, Matt Schultz, my bad. And he's not even going to get back to line of scrimmage. He loses a yard on the play.
Number 9, Matt Schultz.
Clock is running 45 seconds. Both teams still have 2 timeouts left.
I doubt they'd really want to use him because game's already out of reach. There's no real good point, really.
Yeah.
I'm not being mean, but, I mean, there's really no point. You might as well just run the clock out and maybe see if anything can happen in the second half. Heyworth kind of, they're not even going to really mess them. They're probably just going to knee it, and they're going to hand it off to Colson, and it's maybe a yard, and this is probably going to run us down.
And
So
that is the half.
That's the half. We'll be back here in about 20 minutes, so we'll see you guys later.
Falcons 35.
Hello. And we are back here, getting ready to start the second half. GCMS leading 35-0.
Heyworth receiving.
Starving. I saw it home.
So number 8, Skylar Cox, and number 3, Brandon Day are setting up for the return for Heyworth.
So number 10, Zach Johnson, will be kicking for the Falcons.
This kickoff's going to go to about the 18 and picked up by number 3, Brandon Day. And he's going to be tackled and brought down about the 34-yard line.
Returned by number 3, Brandon Day. Hornets will start 1st and 7 at the 34-yard line.
And the ball's fumbled and
Flag flying over there?
I don't think so. And they're saying it's Gibson City's ball, so that's another turnover for Heyworth. Third, I believe the third turnover, maybe the fourth by the Hornets. They're just not looking too good. So wait, is Heyworth? Kind of look like Heyworth. Never mind. I thought they were like lining up for the as if they had the ball, but they don't. So GCMS has the ball. And it's a handoff. And on the right side, and he cuts up the middle. And it's a touchdown. That's Dick Munier, number 3. So it's 41-0. Gibson City, I think now the running clock will be put into effect as they're up by 41 points. It's 41-0. Gibson City here. And we're not even 26 seconds into the second half.
So does running clock, does it not stop through like
I don't think
PATs?
So. Or I don't think so. I don't know if they even know it's running clock yet, but I think there should. I just looked up on like a website. Yeah, they're calling running clock. I think. I can't. I think they. I don't know. We'll see. And the extra point, 2-0 GCMS.
And the point after is good.
Here, 26 seconds into the second half. Gibson City leading 42-0.
I wonder if it goes into effect after the kickoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So GCMS getting ready for the kickoff here in the third quarter.
So game speed should speed up.
Hopefully. So it's getting pretty cold out. And it's going to be pretty difficult to come back from a 42-point deficit, so. The kickoff is high, received about the 10-yard line by number 3, Brandon Day. He cuts out to the right, and he has some room to run. And he's tackled, and the ball is fumbled and picked up inbounds. And let's see what they're going to call it here. From what I saw, he was inbounds, and they're giving the ball to Gibson City, and another turnover by the Hornets. So now the running clock is put into effect here in the third quarter, so Gibson City will have the ball.
And the ball was fumbled at the end of the play.
It looked like he was in bounds, but looked like Coach Mark Hancock was arguing if it was in bounds, in fact, or not.
From what I saw, I looked like the guy was in when he recovered it, so.
Yeah, looked like he was in bounds, but so Keyshawn Gherkin
Run by number 33, Keyshawn Gherkin.
runs for about 11 yards right there. Did you say, Jacob?
Yeah.
So it'll give the Falcons another first down. So the Hornets not off to a good start this half. And it looks like the clock is running right now.
I wonder if they're going to maybe try to score another touchdown. Yeah, they could put in JV players or their backups just to give them some experience.
Mm-hmm.
They could put freshmen and sophomores too to get some experience. Grayson, do you know what the record is for Heyworth's football team? We're 2-5.
2-5.
I think we're 2-4 because it says.
And it looks, I don't know if there was a fumble on the play.
So, Tri-Valley and Gcms are both 6-0. Fieldcrest 5-1. Leroy 4-2. DMAC 4-2. El Paso 4-2. Heyworth 2-4. Tremont 3-3. Fisher 3-3. Ridgeview / Blue Ridge / Lexington 0-6, and Flanagan is 0-6. Both teams 6-0 are undefeated in the conference. Heyworth is 2-2 in the conference.
How many games left do the Hornets have? Is it 2?
They should have, after this week, they should have the Tri-Valley game and the El Paso game. So
Yeah.
that'll be a total of 9 games, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So last week, Heyworth lost to Milford 24-14. And the week before, we lost 21-14. So those are both very close games. But last week, we didn't have our quarterback, Jacob Day. So it maybe would have been a closer game, but still, it could have been winnable.
Well, there was a run there. Looked about a gain of 4 yards by GCMS's Brooks Smith.
And there's motion, and it's a handoff to number 44 for Falcons.
Looks like that's Luke Freehill.
So we're reaching about the halfway mark here in the third quarter. Hayward still hasn't scored yet.
Burton and Smith and some of the other kids are also very young. They got a nice mix. 3rd and 3 at the 10-yard line.
More motion, and it's going to be kept by their quarterback. There was number 22, but I don't see one on the roster, so I'm going to say maybe he's a JV player. There should be a JV game here Monday, or not, maybe not Monday, but Tuesday, because Monday there is no school. So we're most likely going to have it on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it could be Monday. We'll see. So GCMS, it's 4th and 5. They're going for it. Up the middle to their fullback, number 44.
It's Luke Freehill.
And that will be a turnover on down, so Heyworth will have the ball.
Hopefully they can
Deep in
score
their
here.
territory, yeah.
So does running clock, does that still go?
Yeah, it goes on. I'm pretty sure even during timeouts. I don't know. I can't remember the last time Heyworth got shut out in a game.
Wasn't it Fisher?
Fisher? Yeah, that sounds right. It's been a very tough year. This conference is also very difficult, too. Because next week we're playing Tri-Valley, and I don't think, since they're undefeated, so I don't think that's going to be any easier than this game. So, Heyworth putting some backups in. We're reaching about for the 4-minute mark. And there's a flag.
Looked like a false start on number 65. That is Tyler Griffith.
Well, two things that ruled the game so far is GCMS's rushing game and penalties, because both sides are being very much affected by that. So, but luckily penalties won't stop the clock, so I guess clock can keep rolling. There's a handoff on the left side to number 44, Colson. So that was a gain of about 5 yards. So 3rd and 5 on the Hornets 15. Looking to maybe get at least a scoring drive in this game, not be shut out.
Colson runs up the side a little bit. Doesn't look good enough for a first down.
I think they're going to measure it, maybe. We'll see. So it's going to be 4th and 1. Heyworth looks like they're going to go for it here, so. So they're giving the Hornets a first down. So the rush by Colson was good enough, and the Hornets will still have the ball.
So Hornets line up, 2nd and 4 from the 27. Matt Schultz getting torn down to the ground. Looked like there was a huge loss in that play. He did have a lot of blockers in front of him, but somebody got through and brought him down.
Sorry, just kidding. They lost 4-0.
I didn't think that was very funny, but
Yeah, well, by Joe Madden, and I quote, he says that Cardinals and their fans are awfully arrogant. But, I mean, they're always talking trash about the Cubs, saying they're always bad, and this year they're actually have. So, I don't think there's very much room since there's only a 3-game differential between the two teams.
so there's about 9 seconds left on the clock for the third quarter. I don't even think that the Hornets are even going to line up, and they're not.
So that's going to be the end of the third quarter here. GCMS leading 42-0. And we're going to be looking to start the fourth quarter here shortly.
Falcons 42 and your Hornets 0.
So
looks like the Hornets punted.
So I believe it's going to be GCMS's ball here. And so GCMS is going to take over. There's about 11 minutes.
Running clock, so
So this shouldn't be over
should be over very
11 minutes.
quick. Yeah, 11 minutes.
So we may just finish right before 9 o'clock.
See, I don't know if a running clock runs through a touchdown. Does it?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Okay.
Well, if Heyworth were to score, then the running clock would stop. So unless Heyworth scores, then
Gain of 6 on the play. Bring up second out.
so it's 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. This game night didn't go over too well.
Falcons looking extremely strong. Looks like Falcons run the ball. Doesn't look like they got a gain. Maybe 1 or 2 yards.
So it's going to be about 3rd and 3 for the Falcons here, reaching about 10 minutes.
Number 44, Free Hill.
Webb just came in for number 8, Skylar Cox.
So they're making some late game substitutions.
Yep. Looks like backups are getting an opportunity to play. Looks like another run. This one will be good for a first down for the GCMS Falcons.
Run by number 44, Luke Hill. Gain of 6 on the play. I'll give the Falcons a first down.
So GCMS with another first down.
Looks like it's a handoff again. This time, Hornets wrap him up and take him down behind. Looks like it was number 20. He's taking him out.
Run by number 38, Russ Smith. Lots of 3 on the plate. That'll bring him second down.
So it's about 2nd and 12 for Heyworth, or not for Heyworth, for GCMS. Here, the game winding down slowly. Number 34 in motion is a pitch, and he's running out, and looks like he's going to get about a yard on the play, so that's going to bring up 3rd down for GCMS.
Yep. Run by number 34, Jacob Dunham.
Jacob Dunham. So it's about 8 minutes left on the clock. The GCMS Falcons looking pretty strong. 3rd and 10.
So about 3rd and 10 for the Falcons. At the start of the game, it's about 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Now here it's about 56 degrees, so not too much of a difference.
Pretty decent run by GCMS. Gets him about 5 yards, so 4th and 5.
So GCMS is most likely to punt here because, I mean, they're already up by 42, so what's really the point in even scoring any more touchdowns? The, was it last one for Heyworth? I think it was Flanagan, right? I think that was the last one. That was week 2. So Heyworth started at 2-0, I think, and bounced back since.
Tyler Carlton will be taking the field for the Hornets, replacing number 7 Wyatt Klein. Wyatt's holding his knee, so could be something.
There's a number 4 back for the Hornets.
Number 36 Andrew Sims is also taking the field for the Hornets. It looks like
So they are freshmen. So
number 56 Brett Hancock almost got a punt sack on that. It's pretty close. It's like down punt. And the Hornets will take over 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line, 22.
So this half has been going by pretty fast. The first half was about halftime ended about around 8:30, and it's already about 8:52, and we have 6 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, running clock really helps.
Otherwise, this game could have been over like 9:30, just because of all the penalties and stuff. So Heyworth putting in some backups. That's always healthy for the future. Heyworth maybe looking at a touchdown at least. We have number 12 Cody Durflinger on the left.
So it looks like Jacob Day is.
And it's a handoff to number 8 Skylar Cox. So that's good for a gain of about 2 yards on the play. So out on the left, we have number 7 Wyatt Klein. Tight end number 2 Cody Nuslin with Lane Mayfield and Colson in the backfield. And it's a pitch number 4 Lane Mayfield. He has some room to run. back inside and maybe gains a yard. Mayfield gets a yard on the run, so it's going to be third down, about 7.
The Hornet offensive line not looking very big right now. So
Another pitch to number 8, Skylar Cox. He got some room to run, and he's going to get the first down for Heyworth, I think. So the chains will be moving.
could be close. Yeah, you go. Job, Skylar.
That was about a 7-yard run by Skylar Cox on the pitch to the right side.
No, it's 4th down.
It's 4th?
Yep.
Oh, so he went out of bounds then.
He went out of bounds pretty
So he got
early.
about, I thought he got
3 or
the
4.
first.
Yeah. The angle can be deceiving. So it looks like the Hornets will be going for it. Don't see why not. Only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock.
Another handoff to the fullback Corson. He trucked and got the first down, and
Colson just
couple yards more, so that's a first down for Heyworth.
Colson just doubled the number of rushing yards in this drive with that one run.
About 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game.
So this has been a pretty devastating game for Heyworth. Being shut out right now, 42-0. GCMS. The GCMS
So it looks like
fan
another
section is being a lot louder than ours, so that's also kind of depressing.
Lane Mayfield took in a run, had no room. Looks like he got loss of a yard, so bring up 2nd down and 11. About 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Hornets marching down the field slowly.
So it's about 2nd and 11, as Grant said.
So it's given to number 8, Skylar Cox. Gets a few yards, probably like 4 or 5.
And we're hitting about the 2-minute mark, so game about to wind down. So after this loss, Heyworth's record will be going down again to 2-5. GCMS will go up to 7-0, and they'll still be undefeated.
Very good.
Tri-Valley is still winning, I'm pretty sure, against Leroy, so they're going to be undefeated.
So looks like they give it to Skylar. Yes. No. Lane Mayfield. He got about. Nah. Nothing. So
it's 4th and 5. They might as well go for it.
yeah, I mean, minute 30 left in the game.
I wouldn't be mad about maybe doing like a long pass or something. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
the clock's going to run anyway, so you might as well do it. Number 44, Colson trucks, and he has room to run. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. So a game of about 17 yards by 44, Colson.
looks like he just doubled the rushing yards again. Very nice hit by Colson around the
Say
50-yard line.
probably the best play by our offense was that first pass to Matt Schultz. Other than that, we've kind of been a little slow. Our offense has been turning the ball over, and really can't win games when you're doing that. And same thing with defense, not getting any turnovers.
Handed to number 4, Lane Mayfield. He gets maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Run by number 4, Lane Mayfield.
So we're reaching the end of the game. About 34 seconds and counting.
And, I mean, if I were playing, I just...
So they're going to play. Hayward doesn't have to run a play if they don't want to, but they are. So let's see what they decide to do here. And it's a
handoff to
handoff.
Lane Mayfield. He doesn't get anywhere.
So
Probably
there's
1 or 2
about
yards.
9 seconds left. This looks like this is going to be the game for Heyworth. GCMS will win 42-0. They're going to improve to 7-0. and 5-0 in the conference. Heyworth is 2-5. They're going to go down to 2-3 in the conference. This is our last football. Appreciate you for watching, and we'll probably be back for basketball, so we'll try to keep you guys posted on that. And I'm Jacob Owens.
I'm Graham Martins.
And we are signing out. Thank you.